The Elder Scrolls Online is introducing a new type of event called mini events, where something is going to be featured, and the crime wave is the first of these mini events that we're going to be having in the Elder Scrolls Online. In this video, I'm going to go over everything you need to know about the mini crime wave event, the best ways to farm it, and all the rewards you can get. Make sure you watch the entire video so you know everything there is to know about this event. And as always, if you subscribe to the video and hit the like button, it helps me keep making videos just like this. So hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. Well, the mini event, the crime wave, is going to be active May 1st through May 6th. So it's only going to be a little bit less than a week, a very short, quick event. Now, as I mentioned, there's no tickets in this event, no impresario rewards. There's just going to be some global passives and extra goods that you can get from all things related to crimes, thieving, stealing, pickpocketing. You steal it, you get bonus rewards. So let's talk about the global passives that will be live during the Crime Wave mini event, noting that there are more bonuses that you can get if you have the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild DLCs. You're going to be able to do 100% extra fence interactions, meaning you can sell 100% more things to the fence and launder 100% more things to the fence. You're going to have a 25% greater value for items sold to a fence, meaning you'll make more gold, so stealing is going to be super profitable. The Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild daily quests reward you with a pouch of ill-gotten goods. Pickpocketing, stealing from safe boxes, and looting thieves' troves can also drop pouches of ill-gotten goods. So lots of opportunity to make some gold here, and get some extra bonus rewards from the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood quests. So how do you get started in earning these rewards? Well, there's no holiday quest or anything in the Crown Store, and you don't have to travel to a specific zone. This is taking place across all of Tamriel. So you can choose exactly where you'd want to pickpocket, and I'll go over some good zones to look at if you're looking for motifs, furnishing plans, etc. But the world is your oyster in this event. Wherever you're looking to grind or make some gold, you can go there. Now, as I mentioned, the Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild's daily quests will have some bonus rewards, so you can always pick up those in their corresponding zones, but otherwise, anywhere and everywhere is great. So how do you get those pouches of ill-gotten goods? Well, as I mentioned, it's a guarantee reward when you return the Dark Brotherhood Sacrament quests and the Thieves Guild heist quests. This does not include Kari's tipboard or the Mark for Death book, since those are repeatable more than once per day, so just the heist and the Sacrament quest will give you the pouch of ill-gotten goods. You also have a chance to find them from pickpocketing, stealing from safe boxes, or looting thieves' troves. But if you're an upstanding citizen with no bounty, you have a very, very low chance of getting them, meaning the more ill-gotten deeds you do and increase your bounty, the more likely you are to get a pouch of ill-gotten goods. So all the more reason to get out there, steal, and get caught for it. Just don't get caught from the guards, or they'll take all your loot. So what rewards can you get from these pouches of ill-gotten goods? Well, they're introducing a new consumable item called the Tips on Legerdemain. When consumed, it grants your character 40 Legerdemain XP. It can be traded or sold to other players after laundering. This is huge. Legerdemain is not the most painful skill line to level up, but it is kind of a pain since you can only sell X amount of things to a fence per day, and pickpocketing is kind of hard unless you have all those passives unlocked to make it super easy. So these new consumable items I think are going to be very popular. I think they're going to sell for a lot of gold when this event drops. So if you get some, I would sell them almost immediately unless you really want to use them for yourself, as I think the first couple that are going to hit the guild traders are going to sell for quite a bit of gold. You can also get a 1 million gold bounty pardon that you can use to lower your current bounty. You'll get sellable contraband, any furnishing normally obtained through theft, which is huge because this could mean any furnishing that drops from any zone in Tamriel. And there will be new furnishings, although it hasn't yet been confirmed what exactly they're going to be. And last but not least, Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild consumables. So pretty good things coming out of these boxes. I think it's well worth farming even just for those Legerdemain consumable items, depending on how often they are dropping. I could see that being a very high value item that will sell for a lot of gold. Now let's talk about the best ways to farm this event. Well, first and foremost, I think making a bunch of gold is always on everybody's mind, and since you're going to be getting a lot more gold from fencing your items, literally stealing from anywhere is going to benefit you and sell the items. Now, I do think there are some areas that can get you some bonus gold, which I'll go over in just a second, but in general, when you're pickpocketing and stealing from the environment, I recommend deleting the white items, which sounds a little bit crazy, but hear me out. Since you can only sell X amount of items to events per day, even with the boost during this event, to make the most amount of money, you delete the white so that you have more space to sell the green, the blue, the purple items you might get while stealing to make the most amount of gold. Now, there are also lots of furnishing plans and even motifs that can drop depending on where you are pickpocketing. I think one of the first places everyone thinks of is Vardenfell. You can get motifs here for the Halalu, the Talvani, and the Redoran, and you can only get them through pickpocketing. So if you don't have these yet, this is a great way to tack on some extra bonus loot for this event. Plus, they still sell for 8 to 10k, at least on Xbox NA from what I've seen in a trader. So if you're looking to make some extra bonus gold here, these motifs still sell for a small amount of gold, nothing crazy since they've been out for so long. But it's nice if you're working toward Master Crafter or you're just trying to unlock all the motif pages. You can start knocking these out during this event. In terms of furnishing plans, there are lots of rare furnishing plans that will only drop from pickpocketing specifically, as well as when you're stealing from the environment, you have a chance to get furnishing plans as well. If you have a Xander unlocked, you can also get those research portfolios, which have a chance to contain treasure maps and furnishing plans too. So this is another great way to tack on even more bonus loot that you can get while stealing from the environment. So what are these special recipes that I'm talking about? Well, first up, we have the throne recipes. There are several different throne recipes and you have to loot in specific areas, specifically from nobles. So they will have a noble label on the NPCs that you're looting to get these throne recipes. Now, depending on which one you're after, such as the Wood Elf throne, you have to farm this in Grotwood. Pickpocketing nobles in this region, the Breton throne rulers, you have to pickpocket in Stormhaven, and for the Orc one, you can pickpocket in Rothgar. So again, if you're looking for some rare furnishing plans, hit up these cities, pickpocket nobles specifically, and you have a chance to get bonus rewards in addition to these rare plans. Now you can also just get furnishing plans that are specific to the zone from pickpocketing and stealing. So if you're in Elsewhere, you're going to be getting lots of the Khajiit themed, Elsewhere themed furnishing plans. If you're in Blackwood, you're going to get the Leyawiin ones. Westfield has the Colovian ones, etc. So if you're looking to fill out some of those recipes, focus on those areas and steal and pickpocket there. Furnishing plans are a great way to make money, and as always, I think Westfield is going to have the most expensive ones across the board since it's the newest zone, but you can still find some very rare furnishing plans in previous DLC areas, and even the base game. Like I said, those throne recipes still sell for a decent amount because they're rare and hard to find. So whether you have the base game or DLCs, this event is going to have something good for you to farm. Even if pickpocketing is not your thing, there's still plenty of areas you can go to where you can just steal from the environment and not have to worry about the pickpocketing bonuses, especially if you're on a newer toon or you just don't have the skill points for it, and still benefit from this event. In Westfield, you can go into the inns in Skingrad or the other town of Ontis. There's lots of buildings you can break into, get the safe boxes out of those. A lot of the houses usually have a safe box in them, as well as lootable items such as urns, trunks, nightstands, etc. Any house that belongs to someone, it's going to be considered stealing. So great to enter there as well. You can also just enter the inns and steal out of the rooms. Those are all stolen items typically, so good places to find those stealing containers. Now, in the past DLCs, Necrom has a really good area as well. The Necrom Underway has a ton of lootable urns, and you'll be getting lots of the Necrom plans out of here from looting. I usually get at least 1 or 2 furnishing plans, even if they are green, out of this place, just from going through once, noting that you're not guaranteed, but there's just so many urns that your chances of getting at least something are pretty high. Now note that there is a cooldown when you receive a purple plan, so if you do get a purple plan, a lot of people will switch to another toon since the cooldown doesn't apply to them, and you can keep looting and your chance of getting a purple is essentially reset. So if you're willing to grind for it, you can have a couple characters stay here. Once you find a purple plan, log out, move on to the next one, and keep looting. And this goes for everywhere, not just Necrom. It's a global cooldown on the purple plans. Another great place to loot are the Vardenfell tombs that are scattered across the map. These have urns in them, and it's also the way to get the Velathe shrouds, which sell for a decent amount of gold as well. But know that they are a very rare drop, so you could be searching for days and might not get anything. There's also this house in Galen that people would farm when Galen DLC dropped to get those High Isle themed plans. So you can walk through this house, noting that there are some people here that can catch you, but they're pretty easy to get by, and all you have to do is walk out the door at the top and then walk back in, and it resets all the containers for you. And this is the case anywhere where there is a load screen if you leave the door. I'm sure there are lots of other great places. Tombs in general are great with urns. And again, stealing from people's houses is always considered stealing, so when in doubt, just break in. Lastly, I want to go over some things that can make stealing so much easier for you, even if you're not on a stealth build, which if you're interested in one, I just released a video on that. I'll link it here, you can check it out. For a thief build specifically, that will work really well for this event. But just in general, any character can steal. You don't need to have a specific build, but there are some bonuses that can really help you out. So as I mentioned, there's several item sets that I include in my build that help out, and the full list is the Shadow Queen's Cowl, Dark Stride, Night Mother's Embrace, Night Terror, Night Silence, and Vestiger of Darlek Bray. Any of these sets can be super helpful. It increases your sneak, your radius detection. The Shadow Queen's Cowl will even show you people through walls, which is super helpful for heists and any other quests where you're trying to avoid getting caught. So I highly recommend looking into getting some of these items if you have a chance before the event, or if you already have them, you can equip them and it's going to give you some really good sneak bonuses that are helpful. In terms of champion points, the Infamous increases the value of fenced item by 25% in addition to the event bonus. The Cut Purse's art increases the chance of getting higher quality loot when pickpocketing. Fleet Phantom, it reduces the movement speed penalty of sneak by 5% per stage. Out of Sight reduces the radius you can be detected while sneaking by 1 meter per stage. Sustaining Shadows reduces the cost of sneak by 1% per stage. Fade Away, escaping from a guard rapes 25% of your current heat, but not bounty. Friends in Low Places removes 100 gold from your bounty once per day when committing a crime where bounty is added. You must be level 50 for this passive to activate, and your current bounty must be at greater than 1,000 gold. Maybe not the best for this event, since the higher your bounty is, the more chance you have to get those ill-gotten goods, but just in general when thieving, this one can be helpful to have. And last but not least, Shadow Strike. When you kill an enemy with the Blade of Woe, you become invisible for 5 seconds after a short delay, while distracting nearby enemies or potential witnesses. While under this effect, you can cast the Blade of Woe. Now, if you have a Night Blade, they have a lot of skills that are super helpful, most specifically the Shadow Cloak. You become invisible, and when moving, your mag recovery is disabled, and when not moving, Shadow Cloak is half the cost. So just watch your mag here, but otherwise you remain invisible and can essentially walk by anybody and everybody, except for those special NPCs that can detect sneaking. It will pop you out of this, but it's super easy to run around and steal things and not get caught. Just make sure you watch your mag, because if it runs out, you do pop out of it. You don't necessarily need a Nightblade, it's just helpful. Same with being a vampire, it can be really helpful in terms of sneaking and some bonus speed movement here as well. So Darkstalker ignores the movement speed penalty of sneak, and it decreases the time it takes to enter sneak by 50%. Super helpful. You sneak without the movement penalty, so you're essentially walking like you normally would, and you can come in and out of sneak super fast. And unnatural movement, it reduces the cost of sprint by 50%, and if you continuously sprint for 3 seconds, you automatically become invisible. I believe that is stage 4 vampirism required for that, but if you're a vampire or looking to be one, it can help with stealing and thieving as well. Now, all the Leisure Domain, Dark Brother, and Thieves Guild passives offer great bonuses. It can get you more money from the fence, it can decrease your sneak detection radius, it can decrease the cost of sneak. Same with improved sneak from a Khajiit. Khajiits make great thieves, so they have that bonus there, but you don't need to be a Khajiit necessarily. You can really steal on any class and race you would like, but in terms of optimization, Khajiits have that bonus. But medium armor and light armor bonuses also give you bonuses to sneak and help with stealing. Do not wear heavy armor as it increases your detection, so that's the only thing I would recommend not using. Last but not least, you can use invisibility potions with speed. These are made from Blessed Thistle, Blue Antiloma, and Namir's Rot. So popping one of these makes you invisible and gives you a bit of a speed boost. And of course, you can experiment with different potion combinations if you already have invisibility, maybe you want some more speed, etc. So doing any of this and prepping before the event is going to set you up for success. But even if you don't have these passives, you can still loot around areas if pickpocketing maybe isn't your thing. Just go to some certain areas on the map where things are stealing and you'll have a great time at this event nonetheless without pickpocketing. That's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're excited for this event and we get some good loot out of it. I'm excited to make some gold and get back into some heists and other quests that I don't usually run. I've been really enjoying my thief build as well. It's been making it a lot more fun to steal things and run these types of quests. So I'm very much looking forward to this event. I want to give a shout out to my members. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And to anyone who subscribed or liked the video, I really appreciate any and all support. It really helps. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.